Good afternoon people, today you have caught me mid-video because unfortunately my Karcher K4 full control seems to have developed a fault. As I was using it, I heard a pop and then it started leaking water. So when I turn it on without pressing the trigger or anything like that, you will see all the water start pouring out from here. So after many years of having the Karcher without any faults, this is the first one I've had. So in this video I'm going to try and repair it. We'll strip it down and we'll see if it can be fixed or if it is kaput. Okay then, so let's take this apart, and I probably recommend grabbing a rag because obviously there's going to be loads of water coming out. So take out that pin. Where I changed this recently, that should, there you go, nice and easily pop back out. Right, now this is just netting, it just pops off. So it looks like they're Torx screws around the casing, and I haven't stripped one down before, so I might get this wrong in the process, but that is a T15 Torx, and it looks like that. So let's whip these out. And they look like that. I recommend get yourself a little pot so you don't lose your screws. So I've taken out 10 of those Torx screws, then underneath we have got a Phillips there. So let's get that one off. So much water coming out of it. So I've had to lay it down, so I think you then just pop this apart. Right, look how long those holding studs are. Alright, so the front tray just pops off. Do you know what, on the bottom here you've got these plastic inserts. It looks like you can prise these out. There we go, so I was trying to work around them. So pull these out, there's one here and there's one here as well, if we can do it on camera. There we go, just like that. Now does that case pop off nicely for it? There we go. So with this being opened up, there's only really one way to check where it's leaking, and that is to plug the hose back in, switch it on, and find where it's pouring out from. Okay, so I've had to come back outside. I've now attached the water hose and the pressure hose on the back. And then just to take off this cover, this is for the detergent, you know, if you ever used it, and this just pops off. So now I've got the cover off. And just by turning on the hose, I can see right here that is my leak. I'm going to presume when I flick this switch, turn it on, this will probably increase. So okay, so here is our fault. It is this plastic elbow, and actually it looks like it's pretty simple to come out. So let's go back inside and see if we can get it off. Do apologise if the lighting's not great. So it looks like this should just pop out if I give it a little bit of persuasion, like so. I'm not really sure how far. Oh, there you go. There you go. So that pops all the way out like that. So on the top, where the hose comes out, you know, the hose comes out here, there is another one of the retainer clips that's on here. So we're going to have to pull this one out. Okay, so I've got like a hook. I'm going to put that in here because I won't be able to get my pair of pliers in there. Oh, there you go. Popped up. Look at that. Actually landed on my arm. That was a lot easier than getting the other one out. All right, so hopefully this should then pull out. Okay, what I can see is that the back of this twists, and to release it, I would have to twist it there. Does that now pull out? I can see that's... Oh, that didn't sound good. Did I just break it again? Oh, okay. Alright, well, I'm not sure if I was supposed to do it like that, but I've got it off. Okay, so it doesn't look like I've actually broke anything. You know, I think the casing literally holds this in position, so this sits on this bit, sits inside this rest in here, and yeah, I think the case must just hold it in place. So wish I knew that in the first place. I would have much easier. I could have just popped that out. But now the problem I have here is that I've now taken that out, and I can't get it out. So I'm going to presume that this pops out. So let me try and struggle and get that out. I gave it a slight wiggle, and I realised that it turned. So this looks like a uni on there. Oh, look at that. That's twisted out. Oh, this one's well odd. So I started unscrewing it and it's raised up a bit, but I can keep spinning it, but it's not coming up anymore. And I'm just damaging it while I'm trying to prise it out. Just, there we go. brute force on it. Like the way I was saying, these pliers are really grippy, and when I'm trying to show it off, they're not doing it. To be fair, it's just the plastic coming off. Right, I need a method of yanking this off while holding this at the same time. So, I'm going to try a bit of leverage here. The thing is, I just don't want to break it. So let me just move the camera just in case I destroy it. Leverage is our friend. Bloody hell, this is ridiculous. So what do you do in that situation? You get more leverage. You get a crowbar. I mean, this can only go wrong, can't it? So put that under there. Sorry if I'm blocking the view, but I'm just trying to get it off. Right, we've got it on the floor now. The Crocs are going in 4-wheel drive. I'm going to hold this down. I'm going to yank it. So let's try again. Right, we've got 2 pairs of pliers on it now. So I've got the mole grips on that one, and then I have a normal pair of pliers on this one. So let's... Oh my God. We're going to have to outright stand on this bloody thing. No, I've got to be doing something wrong here. I've got to be doing something wrong. It's spinning freely and it's come up, so therefore it should come out. But nothing's ever easy, is it? Dad, done it! Dad, you, get you. That was well hard. There we go. So after about half an hour, you will eventually getting it out. After using a hammer, 2 sets of pliers, 4 screwdrivers, you will eventually pull this out. I'm going for a cup of tea. So I've been going through the internet, and on Amazon Prime you have actually got this elbow. Now admittedly the part number that is here is slightly different to the one that's on here, but then obviously you've got to look at the reviews of stuff, and there's loads of reviews for it saying it fits the Karcher K4, and this is I think £7.40p, something, £7.45p, and that should be here tomorrow, so let's order that, and hopefully it's what we need. So fast forward a couple days, and here we have our new part. The only difference is I haven't actually got any grease. As I can see, the one that come off does have some grease around it. So apart from that, it looks the same. So hopefully it shall fit and work on our K4. I am now actually taking some of the grease off of here, and I'm going to put it on the new one. Might make it a bit easier to push it, if you know what I mean. So this is the union that goes into the back here, and then that goes into the front. So you know you can do a dummy run, and that has got to push all the way like that. So that's how hard you have to push it when you put it back inside. So to put this back together, we're pretty much just going to do the same process but in reverse. But what I would say that is probably easier is pop this off first. It just twists, and then on the back here you can then see where you need to push the union to, because you want to make sure it's home so you can get the split pin in, and so you can do this. And annoyingly you have to do this like this because the split pin that goes in here is what holds this in. So annoyingly you have to pop this through this side, and then you have to hold the union on the back as you push it so it doesn't, because look, if I don't hold the union and I push that, the union falls out. So when you do this, it might be a bit awkward, but you have to hold both sides as you push together. So then this time, if I hold the union with my finger as I push it in, sorry if it goes out of focus, make sure it's, you heard it click, well hopefully you heard it click, then that means it is home, and now I need to put the split pin in here. Because you heard that click, if I put the split pin back in here like so, make sure it's pressed in all the way, you know, make sure so it's flush. Can't really see it on the other side, but now when I pull that, that shouldn't come out. So it is really only that split pin that is holding it in place. The good news is even when you do put the split pin in, this is still able to move, so it doesn't matter where you have it because you can twist it round to put the motor back in. Okay, now we can put the motor in. Now the motor sits on these like little noggins, whatever you want to call them. It actually sits on these, and the casing is what holds it in place. But you need to make sure that we put the plastic, you know, union part facing upwards like this, and then find the recess on the back. This is very awkward to do. Oh, okay. No, it wasn't. Yeah, that's what you got to do. So pop the motor under, push it up, and then it will pop into this. So now we can put this back on the plastic union, and if it is in the correct place, it should, hopefully, just slide in. Maybe you have to wiggle the motor a bit, and no. Wow. Okay, a bit of brute force on that, and it does go in. That was quite difficult, but I believe that is now the motor. You know, the plastic unions are now connected together, so I wouldn't go shaking this around too much, or else you might snap this. The good news is about this bit, I don't actually have to put the case and everything back on to test it out. So let's go outside. I'm going to put it this way so I don't put any stress on this plastic union. So we'll put it like on its back, and we'll test to see if it works, which hopefully it will. So I've got it plugged in, I've got this switched off at the moment. I'm going to put the water hose on, I'm going to turn on the water as well. I was going to say, oh no, it's leaking. So what would help? If I put this in at the back. So let me put that in. Take two. Now my water hose is actually connected. I'm going to turn this on. Seems to have held. And there we go. Seems to be working. Okay, my tiles with it. Look at that. So it seems to have held pressure. So that's all good. So let's go back inside and put the casing back on. When you are screwing this back together, put all the screws in like just 2 turns first, so you know that everything's home, and then tighten them up. Don't like tighten this one up all the way and then try to get your other ones in. Put them all in, you know, two threads, 2 turns, and then tighten them all up together. I find it funny. I'm showing you how to put this together. I forgot to put this on. Silly boy. That's supposed to go on first, and then you put them in. My bad. Sorry, make sure you do it that way. Sorry about that. Then they go in. That's what holds it in place. Silly Charlie. So now the case is on, the water is on, the power is on. So let's see if it still works. Just occurred to me, I probably should have cleaned the casing before I put it back together. But anyway, that is how you change the plastic union on top of the motor on your Karcher K4. So if you ever do have this problem, you can fix it quite easily, and hopefully you find this video helpful. So that being said, I mean, I've lost the net that goes on the back, but whatever. But anyway, hope you enjoyed it, and thanks for watching.